I am Pope Francis, the first pontiff from Latin America, the first Jesuit pope, and the first to take the name of Saint Francis of Assisi, a name that symbolizes humility, service, and love for the poor. I was born Jorge Mario Bergoglio on December 17, 1936, in Buenos Aires, Argentina, the son of Italian immigrants. Long before I wore the white robes of the papacy, I swept floors in a factory, worked briefly as a bouncer, and studied chemistry. My journey to the Vatican didn't begin in palaces, but in the humble barrios of my homeland, walking alongside ordinary people. As a young man, I felt the profound call of God. I joined the Society of Jesus and became a Jesuit priest in 1969. I embraced the Jesuit ideals of education, intellectual rigor, discipline, and above all, service to others. In the slums of Buenos Aires, I ministered to the poor, the sick, the forgotten, those society had cast aside. I believed the church was not a place for privilege but for presence. When I became Archbishop of Buenos Aires in 1998, I refused the bishop's palace, choosing instead a modest apartment. I rode the bus, cooked my own meals, and lived simply. A shepherd, I said, must smell like his sheep. In 2013, following the historic resignation of Pope Benedict XVI, I was elected the 266th Pope of the Roman Catholic Church. I chose the name Francis in honor of the saint who gave up wealth for poverty, preached peace in a world of violence, and cared for every living thing. From my first appearance on the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica, I asked the people not for applause but for their prayers. As Pope, I made it my mission to bring the church closer to the people. I washed the feet of prisoners, dined with the homeless, visited war-torn regions and refugee camps. I spoke out against climate change and Laudato Si, denounced economic systems that create inequality, and urged political leaders to act with justice and mercy. I envisioned the church not as a fortress for the perfect, but a field hospital for the wounded. I called for mercy over judgment, love over legalism, while upholding Catholic teachings. I extended compassion to those long marginalized LGBTQ individuals, divorced Catholics, the poor and undocumented. I opened dialogue with other faiths, believing that walls should be torn down, not built up. My leadership was not without criticism. Some said I moved too fast, others not fast enough. I was challenged by both traditionalists and progressives, but I remained committed to walking forward with the courage of Christ, guided by conscience and compassion. I am Pope Francis, the servant of the servants of God. My papacy was not about power but presence. In a divided world, I preached unity. In a noisy age, I invited silence. On April 21, 2025, Easter Monday, I passed away at 88 following a stroke at the Vatican. Even in death, I prayed that my life would echo the gospel, to care for one another, especially the poor, and to protect our common home.